The 6 types of electricity combine in different double sets to create 12 types of electronic lines of force. These combinations are then recombined to create the 7 radial plasmas, the basic building blocks of the universe. The radial plasmas consist of combinations of any 2 electronic lines of force, each with 2 components, 4 types of electricity combined into 2 sets each. In other words, the plasmas are created from the combination of 4 lines of force, with only 10 of 12 lines of force utilized. Kudmi and Pur are not included. Every radial plasma also has a thermic and a luminic component to it. Each of the radial plasmas has its own unique constituents. For example, Dali is the only plasma that is fundamentally thermic, heat. Celi is the only plasma that is fundamentally luminic, light, and Gamma is the only plasma with an equal thermic and luminic charge. So we see that the first 3 plasmas are made up primarily of thermic and luminic charges. The 4th radial plasma, Kali, is a catalytic dynamic of magnetic cohesion and static distension. The last 3 radial plasmas, Alpha, Limi, and Celio, contain qualities of properties referred to as primary atomic structure. Alpha is the double extended electron, Limi is the mental electron, and Celio is the mental electron-neutron. Note: we can transfer this knowledge to the 7:7 with 7:7 practice, where we see that the plasmas go from the descriptive primary thermic-luminic structures of the light heat of the universe, which is sensory, to Kali, the catalytic agent between the thermic-luminic sensory and the subatomic telepathic side. The subatomic side consists of Alpha, Limi, and Celio, which incorporate not only the electronic lines of force properties, but also the functioning of the qualities of the primary atomic structure. The electron, the mental electron, and the mental electron-neutron as factors of 4th-dimensional telepathic resonance and creative potentiality. The 12 electrical lines of force also define 6 positive and 6 negative types of thought forms. How can we distinguish the electronic line of force when it is a thought form or when it is not a thought form? Electric lines of force represent different levels of consciousness. The consciousness is consistent and whole throughout the universe. The consciousness is the manifestation of God as a singular generating, organizing design system beyond comprehension. The manifestation of any atom or electronic parton or anything is a manifestation of what was a thought of God. Everything is a result of some kind of thought or consciousness of God, the universal, all-creating monarch. Buddhists say there is enlightenment potential in a blade of grass. The Quran says that God's command is in everyone and everything is a part of the inherent design of the universe. A greater part of the cosmic science is devoted to descriptions of different states of mind and capacities of mind and different states the soul or spirit goes through. The soul, the mind, and consciousness are part of one continuum. The soul cannot develop without a mind. The mind cannot develop without consciousness. The larger part of the cosmic science has to do with the understanding of the nature of the mind and the interactive telepathic fields of the universe. The 7 radial plasmas bring us to what is known as the quantinomio sitio barico, or the human chakra, the redefinition of the human, introduced in Volume 1, Chapter 11. To briefly review, quantinomio is number, sitio is cell, and barico is pressure. Therefore, quantinomio sitio barico is the quantum number of cell pressure of the main energy circuits in the body, chakras, or force fields that hold the etheric body together within the aura. Being a generator of energy, the quantinomio sitio barico, chakra, works both internally and externally. Internally, each chakra is complete by 4 neutrinos arranged circularly in a radial form, This is like an internalized system of generators emitting different lines of force. The essence of the human body from the point of view of cosmic science is the system of the generators producing different electrical streams of energy. Externally, the Quantinomius Itiobarico generator is the producer of fastenic or auric lines of force. This external aspect, like what we think of ourselves as our bodies, is merely a type of protected covering or insulation for this internal system of generators, which is continuously interacting with the self-generating plasmatic universe. Each chakra with its 4 neutrinos is in a constant state of motion. Through the neutrinos, the chakras release lines of energy, fastenic or auric. Each of these lines of energy contains 1 part liquin and 1 part marsign. Liquin is the interaction of 4 partons that creates electronics. Marsign is the 8 partons that create the radial plasmas. The fastenic or auric line, consisting of half liquins and half marsigns, create the para-alphic lines, composed of 6 double partons in different sets or sequences. This information relating the chakras to the glandular system is in addition to the description of the chakras contained in Volume 1, pages 71 to 79. In studying the graphic of the Quantinomius Itiobarico, as well as the radial plasmas, also see Volume 1, Chapter 5, we can begin to see how the human being is interwoven into electrical and electronic descriptions of the basic elements and structures of the universe. According to cosmic science, all psychosomatic action or stimulation derived from external means and received through our 5 senses has for its effect the dispersing of portions and marsigns, like radial plasmas. These are absorbed by the neutrons existing in the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet, vritis, and are led by the afferent neuronal canals to the various mental strata or spheres in the brain, where they manifest as evolutive particles activated by the law of karma dharma, cause and effect. What you experience, not only through your senses but coming through your vritis, enters the system and is then transmitted through the neuronal canals, up to the brain, into the chakras, releasing the marsigns. In the brain, these stimuli are translated into one of the variations of the 6 negative karmic or 6 positive dharmic lines of force. This triggers different types of responses. The evolutive particles activated by the law of karma dharma are these lines of force. This means that all activity coming into our hands, feet, and senses has the potential of activating the marsigns or evolutive particles governed by the law of karma dharma. There is also a tip on the importance of being barefoot on the earth early in the morning, with palms open tilted toward the sky. This way, pure terrestrial and celestial electrical charges are fed into the system. When contemplating all of this, you have to stop and say, "Whoa." Then take a few moments and synthesize everything into your biopsychoelectrical circuitry. Upon contemplation, you will see that the description of the cosmology of the parton and the existence of cosmic electricity is a primary description of the evolution of certain energy force fields. These energy force fields have a direct relationship to our neurocerebral and chakra systems. This means that our chakra system is participating in the most fundamental base part-on experiment that has existed from beginningless time and has an entrance into the body, primarily through our feet and hands. Entering the body, the energy force fields undergo a further electronic psychoactivation. That is to say, we are actually a part of a self-circulating electronic dynamic that has existed since the beginning of creation. Through different practices like yoga and meditation, which helps coordinate our fastanic aura lines, we are also participating in processes and elements that date back to the beginning of life on Earth. Our cells and psychoelectric circulator processes are actually that ancient. When we consider the graphic of the human auric field, we see there is the element of the aura that is filled with fastanic auric lines of force streaming out of the body. These fastanic lines are the result of the action of the vrittis or the neutrinos in the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet, which intake certain types of energy and deliver it directly to the chakra system. This is how the chakra system is activated. The import of all of this is that even though we think that the Big Bang happened billions of years ago, in terms of the whole structure of knowledge that is involved, the cosmogenesis is actually occurring through us and into us right now. The whole of the structures of information, electrical, electronic, and the universal magnetic force field are constantly passed to and through us, while we simultaneously release lines of force from our system. But most of the time, this process is unconscious. Stop and think. Does an atom age? Do atoms self-replicate? Is a hydrogen atom from the beginning of creation different from a hydrogen atom today? Same with electronic lines of force. This means in time, it is not different today for an atom than it was 13 billion years ago. All of this is meant to bring us to a deeper consideration of what it means to redefine the human and the human experience. What is it that we are? And if we are participating in the primary structures and processes of the fundamentally electromagnetic, electrically charged, always spinning universe in its universal nowness, why do we think we are not spinning? Why are we even here? Realizing we are evolving nature, what are we supposed to be developing in ourselves? Realizing that nature is fundamentally dynamic, and we are still participating in this fundamental level and original laws of creation, then what is our duty and function in life? What are we really supposed to do? Study well the auric field and quantinomusitio graphics, with the fastanic lines, the vrittis, and the description of the chakras, and then the auric egg. It is telling you something. What we are and what we are supposed to evolve into is actually locked into this chakra system. Everything we are or could be is locked into the aura that each one of us carries with us. This auric field can either be ignored or it can be made self-reflectively known and activated by us and situated so that we become more and more conscious of the fact that we are continuously in a process of cosmic creation through the very manufacturing of the fastanic lines and marsigns, plasmas, etc. The radial plasmas advance the properties and describe evolutive processes within our chakra generators, spiraling us ever forward. Cosmic science, as it exists, is a recipe book that is showing these things. These are just the structures. It is like we have a set of blueprints, and from the blueprints we can begin to create and apply different components to create new telepathic structures and possibilities. In this way, we can see how cosmic science is an ever-evolving science meant to be applied in the process of self and planetary evolution. This is why cosmic science proceeds from the discussion of the basic particles or elements to the explanation of the quantinomio sitiobarico, or the chakra generator system. As we will learn in Chapter 12, there is a great cosmic quantinomio sitiobarico, which is the primal cosmic atom. All energies and electrons are derived from this generator form. Micro-quantinomio sitiobaricos are at the core of every star. This means the activity of stellar propulsion and radiance is a holonomic reproduction in each of our chakras.